Thank you so much for coming by. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a wonderful time with your family and friends today. We're starting a new series. We do budget meals every Wednesday, usually in the morning. And the budget meal is to be under $5 or less. And so a lot of times I have leftovers. And I thought what I would start doing on Wednesday night is doing leftover meals. That means that we're going to be making another one or two meals every week after budget meal, and we're going to use leftovers. Sometimes they'll be from our budget meal. Sometimes they'll be leftovers from something else that I've cooked. This coming week, it'll probably be a lot of leftover turkey because of Thanksgiving. So each week it'll be something different, a different theme. Now I had a lot of pasta that was left over from our Sunday dinner. And then I used that pasta for our budget meal on Wednesday. And then I also used that same pasta for leftover meals. So I thought I really got my money's worth. And this was one package of pasta for all the meals we're going to talk about. One. And how did I make these new meals different and better and kicked it up? By using baby bells. I used a fourth of a container of baby bells and a half an onion with some butter. Fried it all up together, and this is to make a soup. I'm going to use 1 can of chicken broth. I'm going to put it in a pan. I'm going to put 1 can of water in there also, and I'm going to heavily season it with my 3 favorite things, you know. And of course, we're going to have our butter from cooking the baby bells and the onions. So between the butters, the baby bells, and the 3 seasonings that I'm going to use, it's going to really change that around. And a simple can of chicken broth, you can make at least 4 bowls of soup. And I also, like I said, I use my Italian seasoning, my lemon pepper, and my garlic and herbs. Because, you know, those 3 things really go a long ways. And this is the 1 can of broth, and it has 1 can of water, along with the leftover pasta, the baby bells, the onions, and those seasonings, and a little bit of butter that I cooked the onions and baby bells in. And it is going to give so much flavor to this soup. You know, all it is, you need the baby bells. And I think the baby bells give the more flavor over just regular little white mushrooms. So spend the extra money and get the more flavorful mushrooms. It's going to really help a lot to bring that food up to a higher standard. We do a lot of, I guess I'm going to say, cook like a peasant and eat like a queen. This soup, as you can see, is fully flavored here. There's nothing about it like we're skimping. You're going to see in the bowl. The bowl is full of meat and mushrooms and pasta and seasonings. And it was so good. My husband loved it. This was easy to make. This didn't take like all day in the kitchen. Just by using a few leftovers and adding those baby bells. So I say spend the extra money, get a little bit of creativity with those baby bells. They really add a lot of flavor. And, you know, nothing, I'm not skimping on anything here. And like I keep saying, cook like a peasant and eat like a queen. You're going to have food that's going to taste flavorful. People are going to love it. They're not going to think, oh my God, pasta again. Even though we used that same pasta again, we made it taste different by adding a few extra ingredients and changing it around. So we also made another dish with that same leftover pasta, only 2 servings. But this soup made 4 servings, and I thought they were very generous. What do you think? Do you like the new series? Is it inspiring you to think about things you can do? Food keeps going up. We have to get creative in the kitchen. We need to really get our minds wrapped around what we're cooking and seeing how we can stretch it out, make different meals, and not be getting bored with what we're eating. And also that Italian sausage, I'm going to start cooking more with that instead of just hamburger meat for my husband, because I felt like the Italian sausage went a lot further. I didn't use all that much of it, but it really stretched and the flavor went through all of the pasta dishes, and it didn't, even when in the soups, it never really watered down. I thought it was perfect. You let me know what you think. Give these meals a try. And like I said, you can see the soup. It's got a lot of stuff in it. It isn't skimpy. You got a spoonful of all kinds of goodness in this, and this is what we want to do. So let me know if you like this series or you don't. I am really getting inspired to really get in here and do a lot of different cooking. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I'm sure we're going to have a lot of turkey recipes coming up. Now our second leftover dish, another fourth of the baby bells, another half an onion. I'm going to fry it all up, and I'm going to use it with the leftover pasta. Still have some more leftover pasta. It only made 2 servings this time, and I did get a tomato out of the garden, and I sliced that up. So there was no cost for the tomato. If you like that or not, you could have thrown some frozen vegetables in there also if you wanted to. And just using a little bit of butter to fry up the mushrooms and the onion, that was really the only extra cost that we had. And of course, we added our normal little seasonings that we always do. But when we were all done, you just poured it over the pasta we already had, and it revived the pasta up. I think that yumminess, the seasonings, and the onion, the mushroom over that pasta that was getting a little tired, and I brought it all back to life just by adding mushrooms and baby bells. And that's the most important thing. Just get creative with your meals, guys. Use some of the old pasta that you already have. I shouldn't say old, but pasta that you can see even got a little dried out there. But once I put that little bit of fresh butter on it, oh my God, all came back and looked wonderful. You can see by this spoonful. The pasta looks great again. All it needed was a little bit of heating up and a little bit of fresh butter and onions and baby bells. And it was yummy, yummy, yummy for my tummy. Cook like a peasant and eat like a queen. This was wonderful eating. And this was one package of pasta for all the dishes, from Sunday dinner to budget meal Wednesday until leftover Wednesday night. What do you think you thought about all my cooking I got? I thought I did pretty good. We got a lot of meals out of one box of pasta and half a container of baby bells and just one onion. What do you think?